Hey, what's up? So my name is Pauline, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the side hustle that I recently started. If you are anything like me and you like to make money, I will be going over this side hustle. Wait for it. Turo that I've just recently been doing. It's been a month now since I started to do Turo, and I'll be talking to you about what Turo is, why I started it, how to get started, the plans that I have for this line of business, and the challenges that you could come across. And let's just see what this is about. So what is Turo? Turo is an online platform that enables people, everyday people, to rent out their cars to other people. So basically what it is, if Paulina has a car and they don't use it every day, you can go and put it on the platform for able to come and rent it for a day or two, a week, a month, whatever time frame they want. And in the process, Pauline is able to earn some money off of that car, and the other person also gets a car to drive around. So most of the time these people are coming from out of state, they're tourists. It actually allows even international people to rent out from the platform. And then some people don't have cars entirely because, I don't know, they don't have money to buy the car, or they only need the car once in a while, so it doesn't make sense for them to own a car. So whenever they need to rent a car, they come to the platform. I think the simplest way to put it is, or what I've seen most people describe it as, is the Airbnb of cars. It is a short-term stay, short-term car ownership of another person's car. So basically that is what it is. You rent out a car, you go drive it, you take it back to the owner gets money, you get a thing to drive for a period of time. Why did I start it? Of course, I'm in for the money. I'm always in for the money. The other thing is, it's lucrative. It's a side hustle that doesn't require so much of your time. It literally, you hand over the keys and the car is gone and the money comes in, and another person, when it's brought back, another person will take it, drive it, you get the money. It's passive for the most part. So why not? If you have a car, why not do it? So that's the reason why. On that note, if you're ever in Boston, I'm linking my Turo account in the description. Go ahead and book any time for the car to be used so I can be able to make some money. Also remember to subscribe. So let's get into the earnings. Like I said, the bookings pretty much are automated. The things just keep coming. You can work around getting more bookings if your car is not getting booked as much as you would like. Work around by adjusting pricings. These pricings can also be adjusted when it comes to holidays and weekends that are famous. Here we always have the Super Bowl and some, if you know of days when they are going to be shows that are going to be showing in your city, you can always adjust your pricings, hike it up a little bit, but also look at what other hosts are giving for their cars that are in your particular, when it comes to the make and year specifications, how much they are, charging their cars for, and then you work around it. You don't want to be too off by charging too much or too little, so you work around it. So when it comes to my earnings, let's see, I am definitely making between $52 to $56 because I use the algorithm at this point. Until I get to a certain number of trips, I want to be able to leave the Turo platform to determine the prices for me, because I need to attain a certain number of 5 stars and a status of Turo. I think it is called the super host or power host, something like that. So I'm letting the algorithm to charge the trips for me, which is about that much. It's a 2016 Toyota RAV4, so that is how much it is earning for me in the Boston area. So far in the month of July, I started a little bit at the end of June, so July has been the month that I have had like bookings, booking after booking, booking after booking. It has been pretty much booked out for the entire time, and I still expect to see more towards the end of the month. So I'm close to 1,000, which is earnings between the car being rented out, reimbursement from people who didn't clean the car or didn't fuel the car back up to full tank. So it is pretty much, I think I've done very well, because it is at the price mark that I'm looking this car to be going out. This covers for my car payments definitely, which is between insurance and the car payments, it's about $400, so that is okay. So I get to make $600 on the car, and if that is something that I can get on every economy car, I think that will be a pretty good earnings for me. I see the month of August so far, the projected income is at $743, and that is okay, because I still have some extra space when it comes to, you know, more bookings in that time period. There's more space for the car to be booked out. Again, if you're coming to Boston, please come and book my car, because I'm here to make some money. Please help out a girl here. Also, September is at, you know, half my target, which is 553. That's okay too. October is not yet very good, but I'm expecting to see more bookings during that time, and I'll be adjusting the prices to match the seasons at that time. That's pretty much it when it comes to earnings. So getting started, you will get started by listing your car, and basically what this needs is your license plate number and photos of your car. That's it, and you will be starting to roll. The application is pretty straightforward. You'll be asked on where you want your car to be located. You'll be asked for the VIN number. Basically, a lot of specifications that are pertain to your car. Your goals, they will ask you about your goals, which is basically like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to have a side hustle? Are you trying to replace, to help you make car payments? Which is, I don't know, maybe none of their business, but whatever. They'll ask you those questions, but choose whatever. Choose, it just doesn't matter really. It doesn't affect how people book your car or not. They will not see the reasons why you're into the business too. You will be asked to choose your car availability. Are you open for it being available all the time, or just a few days in the week, or just a few days in the month, whichever your availability is. Definitely I went for the whole thing, because the car is available all the time. Then they'll ask for the car details, you'll give that, and the car photos, and they'll ask you for a payment method, which you will also attach your bank details, because that's where your money is gonna go. Then the safety and quality standards, you'll get that, and then you will be ready to publish this application. And when you publish the car, I'm telling you, applications, bookings, people will start to rent the car immediately. It literally takes like 10 to 15 minutes. And when I did this, I did it when I was at a washing bay, you know, a place where they wash cars. It's a washing bay. And by the time I rolled out of the place, I was already getting bookings, and people were already calling me and sending me messages like, oh, thank you for giving me your car, thank you for lending me your cars, thank you for letting me use your car, you know, thank you for the good deal. People are so kind on the platform. It's crazy. And I'm like, what? This was easy. So that's basically what happened, and it couldn't be any simpler. That is how simple it was. When it comes to my plan for this line of business, I'm looking at going for economy cars, because first of all, I think they're easier for me to get. I don't want to go into a car that is going to have a repayment period for owning that car that is so long, because if I'm to go for cars that are high end, it means they're going to be costing thousands of dollars, and I don't want to be paying freaking cars for so long. I'm so done with payments. I need something that is between $3,000 to $4,000 or even $6,000, and that means I'm going to be able to recycle it so quickly and be able to add on another car very soon, and they'll become much more profitable. They'll become profitable much sooner than the other high-end cars. I'm also looking to probably have a second car pretty soon. I know I've done this for just a month, but looking at how things are rolling right now, I think I am ready to have a second car on the platform, and I'll be rolling out using the earnings that are coming from those cars to be able to expand my fleet. And I'm gonna see how it goes. Really, I'll be updating you on how this is going, how I'm adjusting my plans on the way, because honestly, it is safe to adjust them as you go, other than, you know, being too naive about how the whole process is gonna be. Definitely doing more research and watching more YouTube videos. There's a lot of people who are talking about this, who are more years into this than me, but I think it's a solid business, and it is something that you can give a try yourself. The challenges so far is that you need to have a pickup and drop off location that is close to the airport, because most of the people who rent my car so far, I've realized, are coming from out of state, because they're coming, I don't know, to Turo Boston for some reason, so they need the car closer to the airport. I live 30 minutes away from the airport, and it means I have to be going and drop off the car, and then I'm stuck there, because how else am I supposed to come back? It is hard for me to book an Uber or Lyft to come back, because then I'll be, you know, using all the money that I'm making from that very rental to rent it out. So I have to ask somebody to drive me, and that is infringing on their time too. So that is something you have to figure out. If you can find a place where you can park the car next to the airport, you're gonna get a lot of bookings, because it's right there. People will be booking it, and you might be charging them, which is something that I do. You charge them for delivery fees. So if that is something you can get squared out, that would be cool for you. Also, the other thing is attachment. Initially, when I just started, I was a little bit attached to the car, you know, like scared, like what if the car is stolen? What if the car runs an accident? I don't know this person. What if they, you know, don't respect my car and trash it? What if they smoke weed from it? But afterwards, I think like 2 or 3 hours in, you begin to talk yourself out of it, and you know, you'll be okay. Most of the time, people are very respectful. I haven't had any bad renters so far, so the attachment will go away. Obviously, if you have a high-end car, you might have much more attachment than I had. If you have your first car and you've just bought it, you might also be attached to it. If your car is still new, you probably might be attached to it, but you'll get over it. I think the best way to go into this is to see it as a business and don't have attachment to this car, and know that you have protection plans out there for you to take care of anything in case things go south for you. Also, there's the thing of the car accruing miles, which is also something that you could worry about, but what do you expect really? You signed up for the car to be driven, definitely it's going to accrue some miles on it, so yeah, get over it. So I know the big question is going to be about insurance. So when you sign up for the platform, Turo gives you protection plans from which you choose from. You will be seeing that if we go here in the computer to see, let's see, there are different plans that you will select that work for you. There's the 60, the 70, the 80, the 85, and the 90% plan. These are related in how much you take as a host, what Turo takes, the deductible in case there's an accident, the replacement of the vehicle, or what you will be reimbursed in case the vehicle is in the garage being fixed up. Most of the time Turo will be paying you in accordance to how much you've been earning, so which is the loss of hosting income. Then the liability. So the big takeaway when it comes to insurance and getting covered in case of anything is, or even in the daily running of the business, is being super detailed when you are doing the pre-trip inspection. That is before the client takes the car. You have to be extensively taking pictures of the car by the corner, like each and every corner of the car has to be taken a picture of, because what this means is if there's something that happens to your car while the car is out and you didn't document it, it means the claim is going to be very hard for you to prove that that is something that wasn't there. If a car gets a scratch somewhere and you didn't show that it didn't have the scratch before it was taken out, you might not get covered because there's no evidence to show for it. So I take cars, I've been advised to take cars from 50 to 80 pictures. Take pictures for each inch of the car, from the seats. People smoke and they will take the cigarette out using your car seats. So if that is something that is going to bring about the car to get destroyed in the interior, or even if somebody smoked in your car and it is smelling, you need to notify them before you give them the car keys that please do not smoke in this car, because that is not something that I'm up for, and tell them of the charges that will be incurred in case something like that happens. Tell them of any little scratches that are there beforehand, and if there's nothing there, then tell them you want your car to be back in the same condition you're giving it to them. You need to be able to show for the fuel gauge, because this is something, if they didn't find the car full, they will return it not full. But if they found it full, then they have to return it full with gas. But there's also plans of putting an extra charge for filling up the car. If that is something they opt in for, then that's all good. Basically, that is most of it. The other challenge is that you must be able to readjust your schedule for any sign-ins and sign-outs of this vehicle, because most of the people come in at different times, so they will require you to be present sometimes for the sign-in and sign-out. But that is something that you can work around definitely if you can get a lockbox where you can put in the key, and these people will be sending you their license and registration, and take a picture for when they get to the car, and you will give them a code to find the key wherever in the lockbox that you keep it. You can do an easy, seamless sign in and sign out for your vehicles. So that's not a big deal really. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. I will ask you to subscribe if you like the content. Leave me a comment and consider subscribing. I appreciate all of you who have been subscribing so far. See you in the next one. Goodbye.